What does psychological safety truly mean for the viewers who are hearing it for the first time?
So, Weber, psychological safety is, put simply, it is an environment where one can express freely what they're feeling without the fear of being judged, labeled, humiliated, laughed, joked, or cornered. So it is like whatever you have inside, you can express it without any fear, in a group setting. So that is psychological safety. So, we experience presence and absence of it around us, but probably हम उसको नाम नहीं देते. But there is an absence or presence of it all the time. Yeah. सो आप एक फोरम में अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ बैठे हैं और आप बिना सोचे बिना समझे आपके दिमाग में आया एंड यू टेल योर फ्रेंड या वट एवर यू सेइंग इज आई डोंट एग्री आगे बोल वी हैव हर्ड इट 100 times. That's a typical example of psychological safety. And when you're in a different forum, and when even before you say I don't agree with you bluntly, and you mince your words, you disguise your words, you do that because you don't want to be labeled as rude, you don't want to be misjudged as somebody who doesn't respect other one's feelings. I think that is absence of psychological safety, and the other one is presence of psychological safety.
मैम इन द फ्रेंड्स ग्रुप तो फिर द पीपल हु आर इंट्रोवर्टेड तो उनको बेटर फील कराने के लिए व्हाट शुड वी डू? लाइक या यू कैन ओपन अप, वी आर नॉट हियर टू जज यू, यू कैन स्पीक योर माइंड.
So it is not you have to do something by saying, Weber. Psychological safety is a state, it's an environment which gets created when genuinely you're not saying it, but you're creating an environment. So आप एक forum में गए and you begin to share, own vulnerabilities, your own weaknesses, without the fear of being judged. Oh my God, मैंने ये बोल दिया तो ये मेरे बारे में क्या बोलेगा, मेरे पीछे क्या सोचेगा. सो सामने वाला भी फिर सोचता अरे दिस इज अ साइकोलॉजिकल सेफ प्लेस. इवन इफ माई वीकनेसेस आर एक्सपोज्ड और आई बी माई सेल्फ, most importantly, right, I will not be judged or labeled or humiliated or laughed or cornered, right? That is psychological. So आपको कुछ बोलना नहीं है एक इंट्रोवर्ट पर्सन को. आपको एक ऐसा सेफ स्पेस बनाना है through your actions, through your words, through your demeanor, थ्रू योर नॉन वर्बल कैरियर्स, कि वहाँ पर कोई भी हो वो अपने आप को एक इंटरपर्सनल रिस्क लेने के लिए रेडी समझे. सो टू गिव इट द शॉर्टेस्ट पॉसिबल डेफिनेशन इज, it is a place where you can take interpersonal risk.
मैम उस मोमेंट में तो वी कैन टेक दैट रिस्क, बट वो कॉन्वर्सेशन के बाद अब वो वल्नरेबिलिटी दिखाने के बाद अब बाद में क्या होता है कि हमारे दिमाग में आता है कि ओह शिट, आई शेयर्ड समथिंग जो मुझे शेयर नहीं करना चाहिए था, राइट?
बट वो तो फिर एब्सेंस ऑफ साइकोलॉजिकल सेफ्टी हुआ ना. भाई आपने बोला और आप ही सोच रहे हो कि मैंने जो बोला आई बी जज्ड, दैट मीन्स देयर वाज नो साइकोलॉजिकल सेफ्टी.
बट ह्यूमन माइंड इज इन द वे कि अच्छा भी सोचता है बुरा भी सोचता है. मतलब अगर 1% भी हमें चांस लगता है कि मतलब एक हमें 1% हमेशा एक नेगेटिविटी का चांस रहता ही है ना.
So Weber, tell me that have you ever experienced that there are a bunch of people, friends, family members, anybody, जिनके साथ आप जब बैठते हो तो और जो भी बोलते हो, सो आप बोलने के बाद ये नहीं सोचते वो मेरे बारे में क्या सोचेगा. आई एम श्योर यू वुड हैव सर्टेन पीपल अराउंड यू. या
हम उस वक्त तो नहीं, बट ऐसा रैंडमली सोने से पहले ऐसा
ओके.
स्ट्रक होता है कि ओ शिट आई शेड दिस, वो क्या सोच रहे होंगे या फिर वो रिएक्शन क्या देंगे या फिर मेरा इमेज क्या बन जाएगा
सो
फिर.
here Weber, then it is a challenge with my ability to think and overthink. But if at that moment you said something, and at that moment you felt that the eyeballs were not rolling, that there were no changes in the expressions of people around you, That means the place was psychological safe for you. बट एज ए ह्यूमन, अगर मैं ओवर थिंक करके उस एंगल पे लेके जाऊं, ओ मैंने ये बोल दिया, सो यू नो प्रोबेबली you're overly conscious about your image, you're self conscious, so that's not a challenge of psychological safety. These are two different things.
और वी कैन से वी आर सो वरीड अबाउट अ रेपुटेशन जो एग्जिस्ट भी नहीं करता है.
So, absolutely, Vaibhav, I'll tell you something which is counterintuitive, and I'm also, doing some research on it. So, we see a lot of reels on Instagram. We hear a lot of this from people that I give a damn. I don't care. I don't give a XYZ about it. We're all lying. We're all lying. Because human is a social being. सो आपने मैस्लो का हायरार्की ऑफ नीड्स पढ़ा होगा, सुना होगा. सो उसमें बेसिक फूड, क्लोथिंग, शेल्टर, देन सेंस ऑफ बिलोंगिंगनेस, सोशल नीड्स, एक्चुअलाइजेशन, there's a pyramid. So that social need, that sense of belongingness, is a need of human. So every human who is on earth, उनको सोसाइटी के साथ एक बिलोंगिंगनेस चाहिए. We all are worried about our image or reputation or how people perceive us, right? But the shift which has taken place in last couple of years is वो हमें impact कैसे करता है. क्या मैं हमेशा ये सोचता रहूं लोगों को खुश करता रहूं that but I am myself, or I am myself, but I am what others are thinking is not bothering me, but I am conscious about it.
Means I know the things which are they thinking about it, but
Yes. But
I
I
don't,
don't let it overly
or,
impact me.
or I don't portray myself as they think
Yes.
I am.
Yes. So if they are saying that you are rude, when I know that I'm not rude, for example, that's not going to affect my communication style. Yeah. So how it is impacting me has made a shift. But every human being who's present on earth is conscious about his social reputation because, you know, हमें loneliness नहीं चाहिए. We're social beings. Yeah. We don't want to be cornered. We want to have that sense of belongingness that we are a part of the community. So our image, how it is perceived, would always matter. But how it impacts us may differ.
Different people have different image of us, different opinion of us. So हम जितने लोग से मिलते हैं वो हमें हर चीज़ हमारे बारे में अलग-अलग बताते हैं, राइट? तो फिर हम भी डाउट में आ जाते हैं कि क्या ये सच बोल रहा है या फिर नहीं बोल रहा है? तो वहाँ पे शायद सेल्फ आइडेंटिटी का इश्यू आता है,
वहां पर सेल्फ अवेयरनेस का इशू आता है.
दैट यू
So
डोंट नो योरसेल्फ.
as a coach, what I've learned in last 1 year, that once you operate, so at one point of time, Webov, either we can operate from self awareness or from ego. Self awareness and ego can't coexist. Yeah. So if you're operating from self awareness, then whosoever is thinking whatever about you will not impact you. But if you're operating from ego, which comes from comparison, yeah, who's he, who am I, how much he knows, how much do I know, what did he say, what's his position, what am my position. So when there is a sense of comparison, right, then of course this question mark to self identity, self confidence, if you want to put it, whatever, would only arise when we are operating from ego, which comes from our habit of comparison.
So we should find ourselves, right? We should know that yeah, who we are, and other people's opinion is are not affecting us, or other people's opinion don't affect us because I know myself.
Absolutely. So it's all about self awareness. So, a lot of times around me also, and, as a parent, we all have heard that gussa mat karo, don't get angry. Why are you feeling this? Why are you crying? But why not? I mean, if I cry, if I'm labeled weak, if I'm crying, that shouldn't affect me, because you know what will what will be the worst thing that can happen to me, that when I bottle up my emotions. Yeah. So self awareness is a stepping stone to living a life which has uh, a purpose, and that purpose could be anything, you know. But if we are not operating from self awareness, so if I'm angry, I know it. I can preempt and tell others, okay, like, dude, give me 10 minutes. Let me come back to you. But at that point of time, because I want to show that I'm a calm person, but inside there are 100 things boiling within me, whatever I'll say, I'll have no control. Whatever I'll say, I might mince my words, but how I'm feeling will be the same. So it will do more harm than good. So I have a mantra which probably, I am not sitting at the right place. So I always profess one thing. I'm a practitioner of it, that conflict is better than artificial harmony, whether inside or outside.
Conflict is better.
This is something which I've coined and I truly, truly believe in. And this is a culture that I've built. And what we were talking about, psychological safety, this particular term or the phrase that I've just said is a foundation. That in order to maintain artificial harmony, you know, we try to mince our words, we try to have fake faces, fake expressions, we become fake humans. But it's not doing good to our organization's ability to have accountable and proactive teams. No, there's no creativity. So I work excuse me, as a consultant with n number of organizations. There's one particular organization where I'm coaching the CEO right now. It's a Nigerian organization run by an Indian. He's the MD, founder and MD, and so he's struggling with his teams being unaccountable. Yeah. So we began our conversation with, how to develop accountability in teams. And what we realized and learned by expanding self awareness is that accountability is low, not because teams do not have the ability to, align their task, their way of work, their nature of work with the company's mission vision. The accountability levels are low because the leadership is highly, highly command and control. So if you go wrong, you're reprimanded. You can't take risk, and then you want people to be creative. Yeah. You
If you can't,
demean people for taking risks, but at the same time you are cribbing about low creativity, low accountability, low ownership in teams.
yeah, there is this thing in Google where they are encouraged to do some projects which have the probability to get failed, but वहाँ से हर टाइम कुछ ना कुछ नया ही निकलता है, राइट? वो फेल होते हैं बट कुछ नया नया निकलता है. सो जैसे आपने बोला कि एक लीडरशिप को पता होना चाहिए कि अपनी टीम को अकाउंटेबल कैसे रखना. तो
आप सबसे पहले तो उनको अलाउ करोगे ना, you'll give them that space to take interpersonal risk. You will allow them to fail, and when they fail, you will not judge them for failing. You will not corner them or label them. Then only you can build accountability in team. So I'll just give you a simple example, which is highly contradictory to what we are told by now the Instagram world, and what is being told to us by, the corporate world or whichever world. Have you watched the series called Suits?
या, होल 9 सीजन.
Yeah. So Pearson, what's the name of the
हार्वी स्पेक्टर.
no, the Pearson,
हार्डमैन.
no, the name of the company.
या, पियर्सन हार्डमैन. It kept
Huh.
changing throughout the
Yeah,
season.
yeah, okay. So no two partners are mincing their words. They tell people on their faces that you are XYZ, I don't agree to you, what you're saying, you can do this, I will, stand by my word. And at the end of the day, they're one team.
Yeah.
So they don't mince their words. No, Harvey, what you're saying is right, but I have a different opinion. No, what you're saying. Oh, I completely agree. Oh, I go by your experience. They don't do all that jazz. They are upfront. What you're saying, you're a moving piece of XYZ, you are doing this, I completely disagree, you are operating from this. And they probably go to the level of hitting each other, but the end of the day, they are one team. Yeah. That particular organization is a classic example of psychological safety.
Yeah, they can.
They can up withhold any storm that comes. And if you've seen all the seasons, they've gone through all, but they have stayed together through thick and thin, and
Yeah.
they have never minced their words. They have they have the perfect environment for people to take risk. The risk it began with, right? And but even if the risk was not worth it, the risk was exposed or whatever, they stood together, and none of them was labeled or judged or humiliated. They were one team.
So, how can leaders foster an environment where team members feel safe to voice their opinions?
See, a leader is somebody who has to lead by example. So here I'll just take a little detour. If you've seen within families as well, because see, family is also an organization. And I always profess this, that there's a little difference between how families are run and how organizations are run. Yeah. So you can, so this has happened with me, that I would always feel that my children, they do not wake up and say good morning to me. Yeah. And I would always feel that why, I mean, he would go to Dadi's room and say good morning, Dadi, but they don't say good morning to me. And then I realized that all my life I've never wished my mom dad. And I have never wished my mom in law, who was always with us, because I felt they're my parents. So my way of wishing them was like, Aapki tabiyat theek hai? How are you? All good. But I never said good morning and good evening or namaste to them. I never did that. So I realized that children would never do what you tell them to do, they would do what they see you doing. Same way in an organization. You can go on writing philosophies, mission, vision, tasks, KRAs, KPIs. It doesn't work. As a leader, whatever you lead by example, as an example, your teams are going to follow. So, in terms of psychological safety, if I'm the one who will own up my mistakes publicly, if I'm the one as a leader who will take a risk and publicly probably admit that okay, so my risk taking ability, or I question my own ability to take risk, or I failed miserably. If I can be vulnerable in front of my teams, that's the stepping stone of building an organization which is psychological safety. You can keep on writing 100 things, have posters, inclusive workplace, we stand by each other. You can have hundreds of DEI initiatives. It won't work. It has, so you can't profess things, you have to practice. So this is what I learned in my journey as a coach. So coaching, similar to leadership and other things, all these such principles, you can't profess them till the time you practice them. So even for psychological safety, you can't profess psychological safety. Okay, let's build a inclusive workplace, let's let every voice be heard, wherein you are not even bringing out your voice because you have a fear as a leader that what will happen to my position, how will people perceive me as leader, my credibility might be a question mark. So you are not taking that risk, so your teams will also not take that risk.
So it all starts with the leadership, the leader.
Absolutely. It all starts with me.
Yeah, the me get it.
Yeah.
So, how does microaggression impact psychological safety in the workplace?
See, again, microaggression at workplace will only emanate from bottled up emotions. See, understand what is aggression. Yeah.
Aggression is good, but over aggression is bad.
Yeah. So any kind of aggression, I think. So what is aggression per se? Aggression is when you take an action or you did to you tell, show, or do something for which you're not even aware of the repercussions.
But aggression can be good, right, in the workplace, if you say. I mean, that can drive you to work harder.
In critical times, I probably feel that aggression is something which you do at the spur of a moment. Yeah. And at critical decisive hours, yes. But if we are taking an action without even realizing the impact of it on the ecosystem, I think it does no harm then. The worst of things critically, or confronting people publicly, I think it's just similar to it.
I mean, it depends, right, ma'am? You're talking about the workplace. I'm thinking from the perspective of a sports person. I played basketball, so when I was in the match, my coach used to tell me that be aggressive, go on. So I had this mentality like, okay, I have to perform better. Aggression is good. Outside the court, you are my friend, but in the court, you are something else, right? So I have to put you down to win. So
So I'll tell you something here. Here at any sports field, aggression equates lack of fear of failure. Yeah.
yeah,
So there are no enemies, there are only opponents in sport. Right?
yeah,
So here with your opponents who are also vying for the same title or the same position, or they're playing for the same, let's say, title. Now, aggression means that you are off your limits. You're going better than your usual self. That's aggression. But when we talk in a group setting, you know, aggression refers to any action which happens at an impulse, for which we don't even think about the impact of on the ecosystem, the people around us. Yeah. So when you talk of microaggression at work or anywhere and its impact on psychological safety, is if that was your question, that means if there is aggression, if it's a psychological safe place, the aggression will be handled at the root level.
ma'am.
So
But
suppose Vaibhav, you are aggressive at a point of time,
yeah,
yeah, and you are with certain bunch of people, and the minute you start whatever is your the way you manifest that aggression, you scream, your pitch gets up, or your body language, there are changes in your body language, you become a little more impulsive, you are blabbing at people. So at a certain set of people, with a certain set of people, that aggression, people might corner you. Okay, this guy is giving us negative vibes, let's not be with him. They'll probably label you. But at the same time, there would be certain set of people who know you, and they know that, okay, where is this aggression coming from? Did we play around with his value system? Why is he behaving like this? What is the reason for him to behave like this? So they will not focus on your expressions, they will focus on your feeling.
but if the leader is using the aggression for like motivating the team, like yeah, let's go and let's do the work, for which the team is not motivated to do, so that can be a good thing, right?
So I think, Weber, you and I are not aligned with our definition of aggression.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think a leader who's trying to motivate his team, that's not his aggression, that's his passion. That's his passion for reaching at a point or achieving something which he wants to achieve with his team. Aggressive here means to go and excel, be better than your best, and you have the ability and you encourage others to also unleash their ability to achieve something at some place. So, probably we are mixing up our passion to drive result with aggression.
Aggression, yeah. I mean, yeah, aggression in the wrong way. If you are abusing your team member, that can be a wrong thing, right? That could.
Well, it's the same thing. It's the difference between reaction and response. Yeah. So aggression, you know, is a rough word. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we talked about home with the parents when you said कि हम जो करते हैं हमारे बच्चे भी वही देख के वही सीखते हैं, right? So how can psychological safety be established in family dynamics?
See again, you can't establish psychological safety by by saying to do something or not to do something. You have to build a culture. You have to build a culture where there is first of all transparency. Yeah. And when will transparency happen? When there would be certain boundaries, but if whosoever the person is who's playing whatsoever pace within those boundaries and you accept, yeah, I think that is psychological safety at domestic level. So as parents or as people, as the man or the lady of the house, they every organization has a mission, vision, culture, philosophy. Every house has a dynamic, that these are the few things that are acceptable, these are the few things that are not acceptable, and things which are not acceptable. Barring that, you allow your children, you allow the family members to move around in that canvas whichever way they want to, without any rules, without any hesitation that I'll be judged, I'll be cornered, I'll be reprimanded for doing something. That is psychological safety. So even in families, it's very very important. So again, I go back to the same phrase, let people, so communication plays a very vital role here. Every challenge between two people begins and ends with communication. So the channel of communication should always be open. Again, conflict is better than artificial. If you and I don't agree, let us sort it out. No? Let us talk about it. But to maintain the decorum of the house, creating that artificial harmonies, fake smiles, that will eat away the dynamics of the family. So, communication and open communication channel 24 by 7, 365 days a year is very, very important to maintain psychological safety.
I mean, it can be tough, right? I mean, the child has a different opinion or parent has a different opinion, and sometimes, many of the time, it doesn't end well, right? You get scolded, and then everything, everything is over.
Yeah, so that's exactly what psychological safety is, no? That there is diversity, we have different opinions, and I, as a parent, and you as a child, we have difference of opinion because of 100 other reasons. We are diverse. My background is different, your background is different, my I come from a different school of thought, you come from a different school of thought. So our opinions could differ, but at the end of the day, since it is a psychological safe environment, we agree to disagree, but that disagreement would not hamper the relationship that you and I have. That is psychological safety. So I'll tell you something. My son, who I just mentioned, has just started with his engineering. He and I would talk over the phone for probably 5 minutes. So I had thought that, once we are at such a distance, we probably would have lesser arguments. We would have more, warm talks. But even today, it's been 6 months he's away. We speak for 5 minutes and we end up arguing. But after 30 minutes, he would call me for something, and that argument has gotten over. It has not affected my second conversation with him. That is psychological safety. So
That
I'll tell you
happens.
something which I learned as a parent. Okay, so I'll tell you something different because you are you have parents, right? So I'm giving you the perspective of a parent. So when my children were young, I would see around me that parents would talk like to their children like they're talking to somebody outside. Oh my god, you've done so well, wow, amazing, you're so talented, and what they knew what the child has done is rubbish. So till about junior school I was okay, I was also doing, because the children are highly volatile, and whatever we are feeding them they are gonna take it. But at a certain age, say from middle school, we have to prepare them for the outside world, which is not sugar kiss like us, right? So I just thought to myself that, am I going to always wrap my difference of opinion, my feedback, like, wow, you did amazing. Why didn't we add red color to it? Yeah. So I realized that these sugar kits and coated things are not going to work. And I changed my entire conversation with them. And I started to tell them upfront that, say, dude, I'm not liking your work. This is not a good handwriting. You're not going to go anywhere with this. And I used to wonder that how could parents always wrap up and be nice to their children as if they're talking to a stranger? Then what is the difference between V4 and the outside 40?
Yeah.
So that is psychological safety.
Generally, parents don't want to, give pain to their children. मतलब कुछ बुरा बोल दो तो भाई बच्चे रोने लग जाते हैं ना तुरंत. तो I have a niece. She's like 3 years old, 3 or 4 years old. So she is learning to write, right? तो मैं क्या करता हूँ कि जैसे मेरी बुआ जो उनकी नानी है, right? She scolds her to write, write better, do better in writing. But I'm like, okay, आराम से सीख जाएगी, सीख जाएगी.
So Weber, because she's 3 year old. But by the time you're 8, 9, 10, there has to be a set of people who will teach them the right way or maybe the hard way. Because the outside world, see, compete with yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, we're all competing with each other. I'm talking from a student's perspective
Yeah. Yeah.
who
Yeah.
sit for an entrance.
Mhm.
So if from the childhood I've been taught to compete with myself, yes, but I'm competing with myself to excel because I have to compete with others,
Yeah.
right? But after a certain age.
So yeah, yes, just because, ma'am, abhi, if you see the parents are like too overprotective for their children, so I see different childrens or different, yeah, you can say different children coming out of different families, and some are very soft, if that's not the right word, but that's the right word I can say. Soft, some are very hard because some have seen the conflicts, very hard things from hard traumas from the early childhood, so they are different. But the child who are coming from a loving family, you'll see them different, and if something bad is happening to them, they're like total and complete breakdown. So there is a responsibility of their parents to show the real mirror.
Absolutely. So that's what I believe, that so there is a space where whatever you do, you're not judged. So one more example, if in the house I make so many rules and regulations, then the minute the child is outside that house, he will try to break those rules and regulations, right? So as a parent, I'll again go back to my parenting days when my kids were young. I've never seen my children jumping on the sofas, writing on the walls. And I had so much of crystal around me in the house when they were young toddlers, but I never put them to a place which was high up in their radar to catch upon. Why? Because they knew that this is it. I never changed those dynamics. So, whenever they would go out, they would not jump to the sofas of other people's house also. Because I never told them not to jump in the house. So the more I try to groom them and be nice and restrict them, they will try to, break those restrictions outside. But when you have given them that exposure to take that interpersonal risk and not being reprimanded for what you've done, they are free to take that risk all their life.
Generally, as our parents get older, I think you can feel that. Our parents generally tell us to, like, yeah, whenever you are in problem, come tell us, right? कोई issue नहीं है, जो भी issue है, problem है, हमें बताओ, हम help करेंगे. बचपन में we can tell it, right? कोई issue नहीं है, कुछ भी हुआ, मम्मी मम्मी पापा पापा ये हुआ वो हुआ. बट हम जब बड़े हो जाते हैं तो हमें एक ये रियलाइजेशन होता है कि वो भी बूढ़े हो रहे हैं, वो भी उस एज में फर्स्ट टाइम जा रहे हैं, मेंटली चेंज हो रहे हैं, फिजिकली चेंज हो रहे हैं. तो हम जब भी कोई प्रॉब्लम में फंसते हैं, वी डोंट टेल देम, राइट, बट दे वांट कि वो हम उनसे शेयर करें, बट वी डोंट वांट टू सी द सैड फेज ऑफ देयर, राइट. So we start to live a double life. Outside we are dealing with the problems, when we come to the home we are so happy. I have done that, I'm guilty of it. So what would you tell to that child?
So, wherever you just said that I'm guilty of it. Yeah. What does that mean?
I mean, generally, my mom tells me that share all your problems with me, but I don't do that. I want
So,
to see
what
her
makes
happy.
you guilty?
I feel like I should tell her what things I'm going through, but I don't know why I don't want to tell her.
Yeah. So, because you are thinking that your mom will feel sad or she'll be disappointed or she'll overthink about what you're going through. Yeah. And that's the reason that you don't take that, you don't share what you're going through. But imagine, or you don't even know that how much of overthinking is already happening inside her, seeing her son be someone else. So, you don't have to say anything. You even if you say that I'm okay, but your mom will sense that you're not okay. Your parents will sense. And that's the reason they asked you, are you okay? Yeah. So I think occasionally not sharing is okay. I mean, we all do it. But I think, what solutions parents would come up with to our challenges, they are even beyond us. And since you already said that I'm guilty of not doing it because you feel that you can and you should do it, and your mom would probably be happy that you're sharing with her. Your dad would be equally happy that, okay, he's sharing with me. So that's the first step of psychological safety, that, I can share my problems with you. But when you're not sharing, that's a different story altogether. But then, even if you're not sharing, she knows, and that is gonna eat her up more because she thinks that you don't trust her, or you feel that she is not fit to help you.
Uh, everybody is doing this, not telling problems to their parents. Friends of mine are not doing it. I've seen many people talk about it on social media that they're not doing it. They give the excuse that they don't want to see their mother sad.
मदर की पता है सैडनेस सबसे ज्यादा कब होती है, और ये मैं मदर के पर्सपेक्टिव से बता रही हूँ, जब उनको वो प्रॉब्लम किसी तीसरे से पता चले.
Yeah, total breakdown of trust.
या सो वॉट एवर यू गोइंग थ्रू, उसका 1% भी मुझे किसी और से पता चलेगा ना, that will kill me 100 times more than knowing the problem from you, the complete problem. So I think, so that at that moment a mother would question herself, मेरी parenting में कहाँ
Issues.
gap रहेगा. What I didn't do right that my son is keeping this from me. All my years I've been trying to build that psychological safe family, and then where did I go wrong? And that is actually the most disappointing thing that can happen to a parent.
एंड फिर वहाँ से रिलेशनशिप भी फिर धीरे-धीरे
फिर वहां पे जब वो ब्रीच ऑफ ट्रस्ट आ गया, वहां वहां गुस्सा नहीं है. Your mother would might just raise her voice and say क्यों नहीं बताया and blah blah blah, but she's not gussa, she's not angry, she's hurt. And there's a lot of difference between these two feelings. Anger can be taken care of, but hurt goes deep.
Ma'am, children who are coming from abusive family, do you think in future वहाँ पे psychological safety हो सकता है? Is there a
I'm so
possibility?
sorry, I missed. Children come from which families?
Abusive family or toxic family, right? जहाँ बचपन से they don't have a say, right? जब वो बड़े हो जाते हैं तो आप वहाँ पे क्या चीज़ें ठीक हो सकती हैं? वहाँ पे वो साइकोलॉजिकल सेफ्टी बन सकता है?
No, I don't think. मगर बच्चे अपने लिए ऐसी ऐसे अ, बच्चे अपने लिए साइकोलॉजिकली सेफ जगह पर अपना घर बना लेंगे. घर मीन्स दे विल फील दैट प्लेस होम.
डिफरेंट हो.
Yeah, but they if there is a family where parents they're abusive, they're too command and control, they're controlling the decisions of a child. Of course, the minute the child is on his own, he would breach all the barriers, they would break all the rules that were set, and they will fly off, and they would find a home. Home means not home. They would find a bunch of people that they would call home.
That's why some children connect with their friends more than their parents.
Absolutely, absolutely.
मैम 95% केसेस में मतलब 95% फैमिलीज़ इंडिया में तो मैम यही होता है ना. क्या करियर चूज़ करना है, नो वी आर गोना टेल यू. कहाँ जाना है, क्या करना है, टिल 18 यू कैन से टिल यू आर इन द होम, यू आर बीइंग कंट्रोल्ड, राइट? यहाँ पे
You
पेरेंट्स
know,
को क्या करना
I
चाहिए?
I feel 95 तो नहीं वैभव, अब डायनामिक्स और स्टैटिस्टिक्स बदल रहे हैं. 95 तो मैं नहीं मानूंगी.
मैम लेट्स टेक इट
If I
80.
was to give you a number, yes, there are still 50% of families where the parents decide, what the child should be doing. एंड बट पहले तो ये 10% था, तो 50 पे आया, अब 50 से धीरे धीरे बदल रहा. बट देर इज अ चेंज, एंड देर इज अ वेरी apparent visible change. No parent around me would decide for their child. And again, since the families are psychologically safe, the children can share their opinion. मुझे ये नहीं करना, ये करना. Going to taking this discussion up a bit further, the other day I was at a forum. It was a Sufi evening in someone's house itself, and the person who was organizing and the anchor and the host had a different choice in life. He was not straight, but amongst 200, 300 odd people, that person could share his choice and could talk about his life in front of his parents really caught my eye. I was so happy from the way my society is evolving. Yeah. So I think there is a change when people can even come and talk about their preferences in life of choosing a partner. Then preference of choosing a career is, much lesser impactful. So I think there is a move. There is a very apparent change there. So अब वो धीरे धीरे बढ़ जाएगा. So we'll have happier homes, we'll have happier uh, adults, we'll have happier lives.
मैम हर इंसान एज के साथ आई मीन दे चेंज राइट। जो पेरेंट्स अब्यूजिव थे व्हेन यू वर ग्रोइंग अप, बाद में दे बिकम सॉफ्ट, बाद में वो भी ओल्ड एज में पहुंच जाते हैं, दे आर डिफरेंट। बट वो चाइल्ड, वो बच्चा फिर उनसे वो कनेक्शन नहीं फील करता है। एंड वहाँ पे क्या करना चाहिए?
सी, यहाँ पर you might have a different perspective, I might have a different, you might think from a child's perspective, I would think from probably a parent's perspective. But as a human being, I always believe it's better late than never. We have watched this in Bollywood, that all the life the father and son never got along, but there was one aha moment and they were back for good. So I think it's never too late. It's never ever too late, because all's well that ends well.
बट इट्स नॉट ईजी जितना बॉलीवुड में दिखाते हैं। इट्स नॉट
It's
दैट
not
ईजी
easy,
राइट?
but it's not impossible as well. See, at the end of the day, एक हिंदी में कहावत है ना, खून तो बोलता है. At the end of the day, if you and I are siblings, I can call you by 100 names. I can fight like cats and dogs, right? But मजाला कोई और आपको कुछ बोल दे. Same is with parents. I can, you can be mentally, emotionally, physically distant to me, but at the end of the day, you're my parent.
मैम पेरेंट्स के ऊपर भी तो प्रेशर रहता है। लाइक आई डोंट थिंक कि वो नहीं चाहते कि, वो चाहते हैं कि उनका बच्चा जो करियर करना चाहे वो कर सकता है, बट दिस सोसाइटी प्रेशर, द लाइफ प्रेशर, वो भी तो एक इम्पैक्ट डालता है। अगर इफ़ यू आर इन मिडिल क्लास और उससे नीचे में हो आप, डैड्स वांट कि या हमारा बच्चा खुश रहे, एंड इफ़ यू वांट टू परस्यू सम अदर थिंग्स दे वांट, बट सोसाइटी प्रेशर, यू हैव टू अर्न मनी, यू हैव टू बी स्टेबल, वरना लाइफ में कैसे जियोगे?
सोसाइटी ने बेंचमार्क्स दे रखे हैं ना, टाडा 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 ये सब होना चाहिए, राइट? इस ऐसे एज पे भी होना चाहिए, बाय 25 यू शुड डू दिस, बाय 28, बाय 30, बाय 35, ये एक पूरा साइकिल बना रखा है. देखो, सम थिंग्स डोंट चेंज. आज से 30-40 ईयर्स पहले शादियां जिस तरह से होती थी, अभी भी उसी तरह से होती हैं, बल्कि और सिंपल हो गई हैं, राइट? अब वो एक अलग बात है, देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ पैरिटी एंड डिस्पैरिटी, बट सम थिंग्स रिमेन. व्हाट आई बिलीव, दैट कहीं ना कहीं जो ये सोसाइटी ने ना एक नॉर्म्स बना रखे हैं, दे आर वैलिड. So I had mentioned that I had gone to a prayer meet, and while walking towards the prayer meet, I was telling to myself that society has laid norms for every damn thing. प्रेयर मीट में जाना है तो इतने ऐसे जाना है, ऐसे बुक बैठना है, ऐसे बोलना है, फिर उसको हक करना है, वहाँ ये चल रहा होगा. आई मीन, देर इज अ नॉर्म, राइट? सो आई थिंक टू सम एक्सटेंट वो नॉर्म्स ठीक हैं, नहीं तो देर वुड बी chaos.
या
But why not? So if the society has a norm ke by 25 or 28 or 30 you should settle, you should start a family, there is no harm in it, because everything is linked to a study. Yeah, that how our metabolism changes, what are the biological changes that are taking place inside us, what is the right time to do something or not do something at the right time. There are repercussions for everything. So I think to some extent those norms are fine. At the same time, going back to what you asked, that कि एक फैमिली बच्चों के चाहती है अच्छी लाइफ हो, वो करियर चूज कराती है, तो उसमें कोई बुराई भी नहीं है. कई बार बच्चे भी तो डायरेक्शन लेस होते हैं.
या
Yeah? कई बार एज पेरेंट्स हम भी नहीं, एज स्टूडेंट्स, we also need that kind of guidance and maybe push also. So yesterday I was sitting with a friend, her son is also in, she was sharing her own case with me, that her son got through one of the best colleges, I mean, London School of Economics, but somehow something changed in him and he opted for US. And the family was in living in UK all their life, so they were very happy that UK में रहते हैं, I mean वही पढ़ना है, so there is no culture change. I mean, they had that entire system ready for them, and at the last minute the child changes his mind and goes to some other university in US. And when the mother was coming back, the child comes running, Mama, I made a wrong decision, I should have stayed back in UK. Now, at that point, my friend said that, okay, I took off my mom's robe and I wore a granddad's robe. I said, like, listen, dude, now, you have to give yourself 6 months to this, right? If things don't work out, we'll take a call. But right now, we have invested so much of time, money, energy, resources to it. Stick to your decision. So, at some point of time, we do need a granddad around us to tell us what we need to do, because not every choice is a cakewalk.
मैम, बच्चों को करने भी तो देना चाहिए। लाइक जब तक वो फेल नहीं होंगे, वो खुद से रियलाइजेशन तो नहीं होगा। जब वो फेल होंगे तो उनको पता चलेगा कि हाँ, दिस डिसीजन वाज रॉन्ग, तो नेक्स्ट टाइम से वो सीख सकते हैं। बट अगर आप वो कभी उनको फेल होने ही नहीं दोगे तो
अब
देगा।
अब हम वहीं आ रहे हैं, वी आर बैक टू साइकोलॉजिकल सेफ्टी। एब्सोल्युटली, लेट द चाइल्ड मेक अ मिस्टेक। सो दिस फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन, शी अलाउड हिम टू मेक अ मिस्टेक, नो, कि 6 महीने यहाँ रहो, and then we'll see. So that was giving a canvas for you to take that risk. So we're going back. Yes, that is how you build psychological safety. Allow them to make their decision and fail. But listen to it, Vaibhav. When you're talking about families, probably you and I can have the capability in terms of resources to fail.
या
60 to 70% of population around us, they do not have the financial capability to take that risk.
मैं वही सोच रहा था अभी।
तो हमें उसको भी तो ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा ना। सो दैट फैमिली कुड अफोर्ड कि यार 6 महीने मेरा बच्चा यूएस में ना, नहीं होगा कुछ, आई हैव दैट मच ऑफ रिसोर्सेज, आई टेक केयर, पुल हिम बैक। बट हाउ मेनी ऑफ अस कैन डू इट? Probably 1%. So, there is no one right or wrong way, either to parenting, either to run an organization. But yes, at the end of the day, the times are changing though. When our societies are psychological safe, when we build a world where we can take risk without the fear of judgment, being ridiculed, laughed, cornered, labeled. I think that's the world we should live to see and experience and be a part of.
मैम, आई वॉच्ड वन ऑफ योर रील, राइट? उसमें आपने बोला कि डोंट बी फ्रेंड्स विद अ चाइल्ड।
Yeah,
एक्सप्लेन मी दैट।
बिल्कुल।
हम बॉलीवुड में देखते हैं, वे मूवीज में देखते हैं, और ऐसे भी सुनते हैं कि डैड इज गोइंग विद हिज चाइल्ड एंड इज लाइक, बेटा डोंट थिंक आई एम अ फादर, आई एम अ फ्रेंड, थिंक मी एज अ फ्रेंड, सो लेट्स हैव अ चैट लाइक अ फ्रेंड। एंड आपका रील देख के आई वाज लाइक कि ये तो कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट हो। तो जस्ट टेल मी दैट, क्यों आपको ऐसा लगता है?
मैं आपको एक कहानी सुनाती हूँ, एनेक्डोट है, ठीक है? अब मैं सुनी होगी, आई डोंट नो। सो देयर वाज अ बर्ड, in those Siberian birds, Siberian cranes, they migrate from northern to warmer lands. From Siberia, they come towards India and other parts of Asia. So once a flock of birds, they were flying, and it was so cold that one of the bird froze और वो जमीन पे आके गिर पड़ा, ठीक है? तो वो गिर पड़ा एंड वो फ्रोजन था, इट वाज अबाउट टू डाई। सो तभी वहां से काऊ जा रही थी, और वो काऊ ने उस पे पूक कर दिया। तो उस डंक की वार्म से ना, उस बर्ड में लाइफ आ गई, एंड इट स्टार्टेड टू सिंग। वहां से कैट जा रही थी, उसने बर्ड को सिंग करते हुए सुना, एंड उसने अपने क्लॉथ से पूप को हटाया एंड बर्ड को खा गई। व्हाट डू यू थिंक कैन बी द लर्निंग फ्रॉम द स्टोरी? If you've not heard it before, if you've heard it,
this
then
is
leave it.
this is the first time I'm hearing it, and
What do you think is the learning based on the question that you asked me?
I don't know what's the right answer for this story.
So, psychological safety rule number one, there are never right and wrong answers. They're just responses. Because we all respond from our frame of mind and understand. तो बताओ, what do you think is the learning?
I'm the bird god alive. That's the thing. And I think the cat was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
The cat was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Okay, so not everybody, okay, who takes you out from your shit is your friend. Not
Yeah.
everybody who shits on you is your enemy.
So
And when you are in shit, keep your mouth shut. That's the third thing. So parents, your question that अपने बच्चों के parents बनो, there's a different angle to it. Friends क्या होते हैं? आपके friend हैं. They would want you to be happy even if you're doing wrong. Yeah. उनका moral compass से ज़्यादा आपका happiness compass होगा. Yeah. They would want you to be happy. यार अच्छा नहीं नहीं ले कर ले यार it doesn't matter. They want to see you happy, right? But there has to be somebody to tell you upfront that you're right or wrong. Irrespective, they're not looking at your happiness short term, they're looking for your long term well being. That is a parent. So I always say, in between being liked and being right, I always choose to be right. You can hate me, but I want to be right.
yeah, because as a parent, you can't afford to be wrong too many times.
It's not about that right and wrong, it's about the morality part here. I don't want to be liked, but I want to be right.
Yeah.
आप मुझसे लड़के चले जाओगे किसी के घर पे एज अ फ्रेंड 2-3 दिन रुक जाओगे सो यू नो योर फ्रेंड इज देयर फॉर यू गुड बट at the end of the day, you know, your parent is a parent and he would think from, so you know, I would always tell again this to my children, your teacher would see you, she's happy with your work, so I would tell my son, you know, look at your handwriting. She said, ma'am doesn't say anything, why you always have a problem with my handwriting? I said, ma'am, for your ma'am you're only a student, one student out of hundreds. But for me, you're just one. You know, you're my only child. You're Aditya.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's different. So I actually want to be a parent who empowers my children. But I'm your parent. I don't want to be a friend. So you asked me, बच्चे छुपाते हैं मुझसे 2-3 चीजें छुपा लो ठीक है. But I have empowered you to know कि क्या छुपाना है क्या नहीं छुपाना.
ये सही चीज है.
Yes. So that's okay. Even today we hide so many things from our parents.
Yeah.
Not
There are
everything.
always some things which you hide from your parents
Yeah, which
at
is
every
okay.
age.
Which is okay. But as a child, I have empowered you that you know what is. So there are so many things that as a parent I would only know. You know that something which they would not even share with their friends. That's where I have done my duty as a parent right.
What's the one key lesson you would tell to the parents who are watching this podcast to do,
About what?
uh, to build something or to do something for the psychological safety for their children, or one advice would you give to the young parents right now? Anyone, any parent.
Oh, shall I? Yeah. So see, the only thing I would like to share with the parents or young parents that there are two things. First, the channel of communication should always be open and never strive for artificial harmony because there is nothing more explosive than bottled up emotions. So allow your children to make mistakes. The house, the family, those four walls within which we live should be the safest heaven for them, not HEAVEN, HAVEN for them. That this is the place where I can do whatever without being reprimanded, without being judged. So there is a difference, okay? So I think all these parents should know that there's a difference between observation and judgment.
Observation and judgment.
Yeah. So if I tell my child, you're not working hard, you're not a hard worker, you're a lazy boy, so I'm judging him, right? At the same thing, when I want my child to do something, take up a task, and I tell him or her that, listen, I've been observing you for last 2 days. You're only spending half an hour on the project. Do you think you'll be able to complete it? So that's my observation. So I'm not judging. So we just have to replace judgments as parents with observations and let the child reflect and take his or her decision. I think that is something which we should try and build in households.
ये तो वही बात है ना कि बोलना आना चाहिए, कैसे बोलना है।
नहीं, ये तो एक सिंपल सिंपल सा एस्पेक्ट है ना, मुझे आपको जज नहीं करना। अगेन साइकोलॉजिकल सेफ्टी, आई एम नॉट लेबलिंग यू।
हम यू आर जजिंग, मतलब आप जज तो कर रहे हो ना कि हाँ, ये काम नहीं कर रहे, तो आपको उसको बताना है कि हाँ, हाँ, कैसे
नहीं
उसको
नहीं
विदाउट फ़ील करा है कि हाँ, आप जज कर रहे हो।
नहीं, आप जब जजमेंट कर रहे हो तो आप सामने वाले को एक लेबल दे रहे हो। तो दिस इज अगेन सेम कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ साइकोलॉजिकल सेफ्टी, that you're not judging people, that I will not be judged. So imagine a child in the same space, in the same scenario, if there's psychological safety and the child comes up and tells me, listen, mom, I know this task has to be done and I'll do it in 3 hours. Don't worry about it. That's psychological safety. Lack of psychological safety, the child would leave everything, do the same task, and do it pathetic. He's doing it because you want him to do. So when you allow the child to come back and tell you that, listen, mom, I know how to do it and I promise I'll do it. That is presence of psychological safety. But when you tell the child, listen, you're not working hard, you're a procrastinator, you're not serious about your studies, then the entire discussion goes into a different level. The child starts to think and question. This is called Pygmalion effect. Whatever we're putting into someone's mind, they're also thinking that I am XYZ. Okay, I am a procrastinator. Oh, I am not working hard. I am a lazy soul. I'll okay, so I'm a lazy soul. So, you know, we don't have to judge people. This is all about building psychological safety. You don't judge people. So you share your observations and you let the channel of communication to be open for the child or the other one to also come back and share their observation or their mind or what they're thinking or their agreement or disagreement. Okay, mom, आज नहीं करूंगा, कल कर लूंगा, बट कर लूंगा। Yeah,
It's great. So the parents who are watching this, ये चीज़ आपको सुनना चाहिए। Don't judge
yeah,
your child. And for the child who are watching this podcast, remember, don't judge.
yeah.
Same, mom.
We should build a world which is free of judgments. Actually,
Ma'am, human brain is a shitty thing. Even if you don't want to judge, sometime it's just हो जाता
वैभव, एक बहुत थिन लाइन है जो हम शायद बार बार क्रॉस करते हैं। अपनी ओपिनियन देना और जजमेंट देना में बहुत फर्क है।
है।
मुझे ऐसा लगता है ऐसा हो रहा है या ऐसा हो रहा है, में बहुत फर्क है। सो आई एज एन इंडिविजुअल, आई एम एन ऑब्जर्वर and I'm highly opinion. I have opinion on almost everything and anything, but I don't judge. But I have an opinion for almost anything and everything, and I don't fear sharing my opinion with people because through my conversations and my body language, I allow people to be vulnerable. Share. So if you have watched that particular video, there is nothing more courageous than sharing your vulnerabilities with each other. And the day we build this world around us where we could share our vulnerabilities without the fear of being labeled or judged, I think it would be a different world altogether.
It would be. I mean, you can't change the world, but you can change your home. So let's start with the home.
Yes, that's the ripple effect of change. You change one, that one person would change another four and four and four, 16 and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am, for coming for the conversation.
Thank you so much, Weber, for having me. And I hope there was some takeaway for you and for your listeners from the conversation that we had.